Back in the 1970s, in the outlaw streets of Japan, back when adrenaline used to fuel the veins of the people going down a mountain trying to do hot laps with the greatest technique ever invented in motorsport history, drifting was invented. So when drifting was invented, the Japanese people used to go down a mountain, right, before it was called drifting. They used to go down a mountain, and these hot laps were called toge. So what is drifting? Drifting is basically a technique where you overslide your car. But what is this technique exactly about? What am I talking about? So drifting is just a technique where basically you oversteer and you try to maintain control of the car, creating just a slide. Now, you can't just slide a vehicle and crash into a wall and call it drifting, right? There has to be certain factors for it to be considered drifting. For it to be considered drifting, you first have to have a controlled slide. Just like I said, you can't just donut your way into a wall and call it drifting. There has to be a control of the vehicle, which actually drifting is really good for you to actually learn how to start controlling your vehicle, how to know the limits of your vehicle. The second thing is you need to have a countersteer. So you cannot expect the vehicle to go into a driving direction if you do not maintain control of your steering wheel. So for it to start sliding, not only do you have to kick the rear, but you also have to countersteer just so you can maintain the slide. And for the third point, you need to have skill and precision. You need to not only know when to countersteer, how far you're going to countersteer, how much angle you're going to give the vehicle, because even angle is a big component on how you slide. You also need to know how to brake, how to throttle, and how far can your car go. So once you start learning how to drift, you can actually just start going to a track and start practicing it. The best way is that you can actually start learning how to drift. Once you learn those three things, you can learn how to start drifting. You go to a track, local track, just start doing it. You can actually learn how to control the vehicle. You learn the skill and precisions, learn how to countersteer, and you become a pro. Not really. But if you get an example like Ryan Turk just started out from his backyard, from his back roads. Maybe you can do the same. Once you start doing that, you can actually start getting to the sport. Like I said before, drifting is a sport, a motorsport. So if it's a motorsport, how is it judged? So from what I know of, I don't think there's any hot laps anymore. You're not going down the mountain. Actually, it's more of an art. At least from what I've seen in Formula Drifts and other events, there's two types of way of drifting. You can solo drift or you can tandem drift. At least from what I've seen in other drifting events and for Formula Drift, is you need to have style, angle, and basically follow a driving line. So you basically need to make it smooth and maintain control while you still hit the clipping points. Now, when you're a lead, at least from what I've seen in Formula Drift, if you're a lead or a chase, the lead consists of basically leading the way how far you can get from the chase or the chaser. And the chaser has to basically mimic you, has to get as close as it can to you or as close as it can to the lead while still maintaining control. Oh, and caveat to this, you can't touch the lead car. Drifting is becoming a popular sport and it's really fun. It's actually one of the best ways that you can actually start learning how to maintain control of your vehicle. I don't know, maybe just have some fun. Maybe if you're doing some circuit laps, it's completely fine. You're trying to go as fast as you can, but it's not the same as trying to make your car dance. It's so fun that I actually want to start doing videos on how to start drifting. I actually want to learn how to drift. It looks really fun, and I actually want to learn how to maintain control of my vehicle or make it slide, make it look pretty. If you guys want to help me out, why don't you drop in the comments? What car should I start drifting with? Or what car do you think is a good drifting car? Maybe I can get a good car, not break my bank, and start learning how to drift. It'll be fun. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope it was pretty informational. And make sure you like and subscribe. Thank you guys.